Ms. Torr.
Here. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the agenda. So,
I will make a motion to approve the agenda.
Support.
okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Approval of minutes of December 12th. Are there any changes to the first page of the minutes?
I have none.
Any changes to the second page?
No.
Okay, I would entertain a motion.
I will make a motion to approve the December 12th minutes.
Is there support?
Support.
Do we do roll call on that? I don't think we do. All in favor say aye.
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 Thank you. Hearings and reviews. The first case. Mr. Gleason, would you read the first case, please?
Yes, case number 01-24-ZBA, Joe Bazzelli at 29668 North River Road, property number 17-12-276-031, Harrison Township, 48045, District R1D. He is requesting a 14.6-foot front yard variance and a 17.4-foot rear yard variance for the construction of a new home.
Is there someone here who will present the case? Would you please go to the podium and state your name and your address for the minutes?
Joe Bazzelli, 25555 North River Road, Harrison Township.
Hello, my name is Brenna Quinn. My address is 22556 Gratiot Avenue. I'm the architectural designer from Chemtech, and, representing Joe Bazzelli. We're asking for a variance to reduce the setbacks in the front and rear of the property of 29668 North River Road. Currently, it is a vacant lot, and we are planning on constructing a new house. The hardship that we are running into is the non-conforming zoning. The setback currently is 68.8 in the front, and we are asking for a 54-foot setback that aligns with the adjacent properties to the north and south. And the setback in the rear is currently 82.5 in the rear, and the setback that we are asking is 65, which will align with the adjacent property of the north of the home to the south, and then the accessory building to the north, which also includes a 5-foot balcony.
Thank you. Mr. Bazzelli, did you want to speak? Okay, and you mentioned hardship. The hardship you're encountering is what, ma'am?
The setback.
I understand, but what is,
We're having difficulty to provide enough living space and the house, as in the garage and everything, to be placed in the property lines. And we, in the rear as well, we are moved back the setback. We are asking for the variance for the setback in the rear due to the accessory building of the north to not block the view of his home, his view out
The shed.
the shed.
Okay.
Yep.
anything else you'd like to share with us? All right, thank you very much. Are there any other people here who would like to speak on this subject?
Good evening. My name is John Mott. I live at 29674 Old North River Road, which, I guess from their reference, the north property, the one with the shed. Before I begin, I want to acknowledge whether or not you guys received documents that I emailed to Ms. Mancini
Yes.
earlier.
We did.
The photograph and the letter? Thank you. I have a bunch of concerns with this variance request, primarily privacy, the view, potential impacts on the cost or the value of my home, flooding concerns. I already reside in a flood zone. We have flood insurance. New construction, then that variance would necessarily impact the flooding and make it more substantial yard. I already have plans to address that this summer, but I may have to put that on hold given the construction and what I need to address any flooding. Privacy, though, that's my main concern. This variance, if you look at the photograph, now this photograph was taken this afternoon by my wife. That is a bird's eye view, if you will, from my living room. Standing inside the door wall, looking out. I have a bedroom right above that as well. As you can see, the shed is minor in size. Certainly, if you scaled it next to a house that went up as far as that shed is no more than 7 feet wide, 7 feet tall. It's plastic, it's movable. I can move it. That makes a difference of whether or not this variance is granted. But if it does, that house will eliminate essentially the entire right side of that sheet. My view will then be just the left side, whereas their view then becomes unobstructed. With that comes an invasion of my privacy. My living room, they only have a ranch-style home. They're going to be able to look directly into my room, my living room. I have to keep my curtains shut if that's the case. They build a two-story home. They'll be able to look directly into my bedroom. Again, upstairs. I have a serious problem with people invading my privacy for no established reason. Okay, they say the hardship is due to living space. I propose just push it back closer to the road. I don't necessarily have a problem with the front of the house. It's a problem in the rear of the house. Not only does it affect my privacy, but it also interrupts the natural sequence of houses along the river. Look, the site plans, all the houses naturally curve with. This house would then be sticking out like a sore thumb. I say that petitioner here understood the risk involved when he bought the property a few months ago. We've been here for over 2 years, new residents of Harrison Township. Love it here. Son goes to South River. We're great neighbors. I've extended an olive branch to them, trying to make things peaceful to a certain degree, to no avail. I just want to make sure that they conform to the same standards that we conform, and that is reducing that variance request. If you look at the natural setback as it is, I'm already losing a portion of that view, essentially from where that post on the right side of the page. That house, if they built as is without any variance, already takes away from it. Now they want to take away more. They're claiming that this shed, which was established when I bought the house, is their reason for losing their view. That will give them all the view in the world and a view into my house. Okay. I ask if you were in my shoes, you had a neighbor coming in who hasn't talked to anybody and has tried to do things his own way, somebody says something else, would you want somebody to build their house in a way that eliminates that entire right side of that photograph, takes away the view, and invades your privacy? I have 2 young children, 2 dogs I have to worry about. I don't need them looking in. Not that saying that they would, but any of their guests could if they want. They've established a precedent, and it's time that they follow the rules. Everybody else has on the street. It's like an HOA without the fees. We all try to get along, but we all have to follow the rules. I want to direct you to the letter of explanation that addresses the different questions or concerns, if you will. The first concern is that the current setback would not allow the owner to enjoy the view of the river. Yes, it would. Okay, they would be able to see everything that they could see without variance. They built as is, they'd have the same view as they would without taking up any more of mine or any of my privacy. Again, the shed, the second one about the shed obstructing their view, I'll move it. Move it. It's a simple compromise to the situation. Third one is about the, the second one was shed. The next one about the adjacent properties not following current zoning ordinances. The existing adjacent houses were built prior to the zoning ordinances requirement that has been established. That's like saying your young kid wants to shave his head because the kid's in a school. It's not a viable argument in my opinion. And the shed itself is a petty reason to ask for more land. the last one, the house that they're designing is designed to fit in. It's not going to fit in. So it's going to stick out like a sore thumb. It's going to be pushed forward in front of everybody's houses. People that got notices will see this house to some degree, me in particular. And I don't want my privacy taken away from this for no hardship at all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sir, are you the spokesperson for the group, or are there others who would like to speak?
I am not the spokesperson for the group. Maybe some, but oh, anybody else?
Who else would like to speak? Okay.
Hello. My name is Scott Zemmons, 29658 Old North River Road. I'm the house to the west. And I think we all know, right? We like the river because we like the water and we like the view. That's why we pay a fortune in house values. And this is going to obstruct about a third of my view. And I'm in a very small home, the original. It's from the 50s. It's a setback. And this is going to take the view of what the east, and it's going to invade our privacy, and it's going to devalue our home because we're going to be losing about a third of our view from our living. And everything else, I know you guys, I have several homes in Harrison Township. You guys do a great job with building. You know, I do have concerns with water. I am with them. I let them go as far forward as they would like. The back where the value comes to be. And everything else stated, I agree, but came here, same concerns as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else?
David Dyke, 29642 Old North River Road. I'm just a couple doors to the east. I've been here in the township over 25 years, and great community, great street. And Joe, we're going to welcome you to the street. It's going to be wonderful to have you as a neighbor. The only thing that I would ask you guys is we've gone through this a number of times with people doing remodel requests. And I know it well because I've done this many times with you guys before and other boards in the past. Everybody's got the rule, right? 30-foot setback from the seawall, then there's the setback that the township has. But one thing that's always overridden all of that is the sight line. And if you look at that from a plan view or from Google Maps, and I've gone through it with both of my neighbors, one who did a remodel to my west, one who did a new construction to the east. We basically draw a line from the corner of this house to the corner of that house, and this is a not to impede. And there's a lot of reasons we do it. We do it for the view. We do it for the Festival of Lights. We do it for the neighborhood. You know, I live next to all of these people, and I'm looking forward to living next to this guy, but the one thing I can look forward to when I walk out my back doors, I can say hello to all my neighbors to the right, and I can say hello to all my neighbors to the left, and everybody's got a place there. Everybody's got their spot of dirt. So I don't think that it's anything that's too disrespectful. I would ask the board to please do what boards have in the past and to look at that plan view, and just to make sure that if you drew a line from this house to that house on the two outjutting corners, that's the line not to impede. And that's pretty much what's been done historically here for all the time that I've been within the township. And I think that's essentially what everyone's asking for. And yes, if the house needs to be bigger and needs to have a little bit more room, I don't think anybody has an issue having it pushed closer to the street. But the backyard, as you guys all very well know here in this township and in Boattown, USA, is pretty sacred to all of us. So thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. Is there anyone else who would like to speak? So that ends audience participation. We'll go into board discussion.
I do have a few questions, for John. Where would the shed be moved if you did decide to move that, or if you had to?
Where would the shed be moved?
Yes.
I guess wherever it would be, that would be conforming with lot and the regulations and setbacks. A combination of everything. I don't have a spot set out. It is sitting on a cement slab currently, designed for that particular shed. So I would have to figure out where I would put it, but if that's what eliminates this variance, then that's something that.
How many square feet is your house again? 21? That's close enough. And Scott, how many square feet is your house? So,
Anyone else have questions?
No questions. Are we board discussion?
yeah.
Two-story.
You'll have
Yes,
to, you have
if
to
you
come
want
to
to
the
speak,
podium,
you have
sir.
to come
You
up
need
to
to
the
come
podium,
to the-
unfortunately.
It has to be
We can't,
recorded.
yeah, we can't.
No, it's, this gentleman
Yep.
has asked to, he has a question.
Oh. Okay.
I was asking what the proposed two-story,
Please-
single-story home.
Could you please state your name and address
I'm Donnie Baggett, 29698 Old North River Road.
and your question?
I have a couple. One was, is it proposed to be a single-story or a two-story home?
It's a two-story.
Two-story, okay. What is the proposal for raising the elevation of the property to accommodate the new codes in Harrison Township?
That's all taken care of by
We're-
the building.
Yeah, we're
department.
to rule on the variance.
Unfortunately, we don't have that information.
Okay.
Well, this is not supposed to be a back and forth, but
Well, I'm just seeking information so that I can,
I understand. They qualify, they meet every other requirement other than these two factors. That's why they're here tonight.
reason being, if the question is, if you're going to have something that's obtrusive in the first place, and now you're going to raise it 4 feet above all of our other houses' elevations, we already have problems with water issues on the road and everything. So this is going to push all the water that would naturally drain to wherever it's been draining for the last 50 years to drain into the neighbors' properties. Not that I'm so opposed to building a home of larger square footage and giving some leniency to where they build it, but when it starts imposing on our property as far as flooding, I can't say eyesore or something because everyone has their own opinion of what an eyesore is. But if you're going to give them a variance for going closer to the water, which I always call the front, and you guys are calling that the rear, I guess. Okay, all the stuff I've researched, that's actually the front, but that's fine. So we've established that. If we're going to give them a variance, part of the compromise should be not building it 4 foot above our elevation.
Sir, that's not on the agenda.
Okay, I'm just speaking what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm allowed to discuss at this point in time. But
We
to
can
me-
only vote on what's in front of us.
Okay, so to me, that makes it more obtrusive, raising the house 4 foot in the air, draining onto our properties.
We understand your concern.
Yep.
Thank you.
And I own multiple properties right in that section. So I have a
An interest.
very extensive.
Yes. Thank you. State your name again.
Brenna Quinn. And we are willing to compromise if that is a possibility to have this discussion right now. So is there a possibility of removing 5 feet from the rear by the water and pushing towards and reducing more of the setback in the front? So moving the whole building forward towards the main road, as the neighbors have commented, we are willing to compromise.
She's offering 5. Yeah, that's still 12. Yeah, it's still not enough.
What is
Site.
this line right here? That's just arbitrary line. This is the actual parcel line. Because if she's trying to push it 5 more feet, it's going to be on whatever line it is. But that's not the parcel, correct? That would be road.
Do you know that you did this drawing here, that you're from Chemtech, right?
Yes, correct.
What is this appears to be the dotted line in the front near the road, where it's a flat line on the subject property. What is the distance between that steady, or that solid line and the front elevation of the house now? it looks to me like about 18 feet according to the scale.
Yeah, around 18 feet or around, yes, around 18 to 20 feet.
So would you be, so you're requesting a a variance, so it's to me, what I'm hearing is that we don't have a problem with the front variance from the audience participation. And you're requesting a 17.4 feet rear variance. Are you opposed to moving the house even further forward than your counteroffer of 5 feet then?
I was thinking that we would remove 5 feet completely.
Remove 5 feet.
Remove it completely off of the building size
Okay,
and then pushing it towards the road.
pushing it how far?
As close as it could possibly.
To no longer need the rear variance would be 12 feet.
12 feet?
12.4 feet, right?
Right, that's what you're looking
And you would still,
14.6.
you would still
14,
meet the
yeah.
minimum
Sorry.
requirement?
14.6.
So basically what you're saying is you're gonna, well,
5 is 12.
then you no longer need the rear variance, and you would adhere to the 68.6 foot, I'm sorry, no. The setback is 83.4 feet in the rear.
So we would take the rear yard variance off the table, correct?
Or
And-
is the, sorry,
And then you would be requesting a 24-foot, you want to do 12 feet closer to the road, but remove
The rear
5
setback.
feet
But it's,
from the front.
but the rear
5 feet
setback
from-
is 17, so if you take it away, you add it to the front.
Well, she's removing it altogether.
I understand, so, but the house.
We're just trying to make
Yeah.
sense of what the
The square
variance
footage of
then
the
would
house
be.
is not being altered, is that correct?
we would remove 5 feet, so
From
yes,
the house itself.
from the
And
house
you would still
itself.
meet the minimum requirements for the square footage?
It's 2640 right now.
Yeah, and the other house we had, I think the minimum square footage was like 750 square feet for the first floor, plus garage, so.
I
It
believe
seems
so.
like we would have more than enough.
We're good, yes, okay.
Good,
Yeah.
good, okay.
So, but we need to establish what that front yard variance would be that they're requesting. Correct, Sabrina,
Okay,
we
so
can't just say variance
Yeah.
closest
Right,
to
we
the
can't.
road,
So
so
we-
we need it specific.
So you're adding
Yep.
12.4 to the
Yeah.
front. You're taking out 5 feet,
Taking out,
leaving 12.4.
So
You're
we would be
adding that to the
adding,
front.
we would be
Right.
asking for a 29-foot variance on the front?
26,
26, sorry.
26.6 feet.
Variance on the front.
So that would be the only variance we have to approve.
that would be
Yes.
removing the balcony, pushing the balcony further into the building.
And actually, that would still be within the front line,
Yes.
the line of
They're
sight.
okay
Line of
with-
sight, right.
They're okay
Which
with
then
losing
no one's
that
really
much drive.
And actually,
concerned about that.
and
Would that-
that
Here's my comment
is
about
inside
that.
of the garage though, too, still.
They're okay with moving that, losing that much of the driveway though, because there's not on-street parking, right?
There is some.
Not much.
I just don't want to create another problem by saying, all right, let's shorten this driveway by 26 feet and.
Does this need to be tabled then, and have Brent, or Mr. Condon review it?
To make sure it meets every other requirement, you could do that, certainly.
I think that's.
This is getting very messy.
Well,
I
before
wanna
we-
wait until
before
we have a-
proceed, I have a question. If we did agree to this, John, would you have an issue with that? Sightline. Right. Right. Your concern is the sightline. Right? That's what everybody's concerned is,
So
the
is,
sightline.
are all the other neighbors okay if there's no variance on the riverside?
And this is not gonna,
No, that's,
But
Yeah.
Now that you're gonna change what we were originally looking at.
But they could make a decision tonight too, sir, and it would be too late for anybody else. They could have, they can't base their decision on that, sir.
Personally, I'm not comfortable till we have an exact number in front of us.
I'm not comfortable without a number, without a set number to
Yeah.
hold them to.
it's okay. I mean, we're,
You could table them, asking
working
them
with
to
this,
resubmit something to the building official, and
Yes.
you can take a look at it and then come back in February or March, or
Yep.
however it works.
And that needs a motion, right?
You would need a motion.
Okay.
Well, let's see if
Sounds like all the neighbors on that end of the street are fine if the backyard is held to its current setback.
that's what they're offering.
And if they need to go closer to the street, that's up to you guys to be able to
Right.
tell them what they can do. But we're okay with it.
as long as the sightline's not impeded.
Actually, I mean, I would be comfortable with approving that variance today, the front variance. but-
Oh, but do we know what it is?
I
Put
don't, we
numbers
don't have
around.
a set number. I'm not.
Ms. O'Park is concerned is the
Okay.
driveway.
I'm concerned, I don't want to create a parking issue by
Good point.
saying, okay, chop, 26 feet is kind of a lot. I mean, that's two whole cars you could fit in that driveway. And if we're gonna, only two cars fit in the driveway and they are entertaining, where,
Right.
Where do they park?
You
Everywhere.
probably want to check, because I put in a circular driveway and you guys approved, and the road commission, I was shocked, Macomb County actually has an easement that comes a long ways up the front yard for a potential sidewalk in the future.
Yep.
It comes a long ways up off the street, and I was surprised at how far it did.
Well, it's actually not 26 more feet, it's only 12 more feet, but.
I guess
still
you're
think it's
right.
I think you're right.
But it's a
I just want
Total
to
of
see that number
26.6.
that we're
So I make a
looking at.
motion to table this case until we get updated drawings to show that the rear setback will be, the rear variance will go away, and the front setback will be determined appropriately based on the new drawings.
I'll support that.
say motion by Mr. Gleason, support by Mr. Brado. Would you take the roll call?
Mr.
please?
Gleason, yes. Mr. Brado?
Yes.
Ms. Oparka?
Yes.
Ms. Torpa?
Yes.
Ms. Torpa, I'm sorry.
It's okay, yes. So, you'll be coming back to see us with new drawings and a request for a new front variance.
Correct. When will the date be for the next
When
meeting?
Depends on when you turn it.
Thank you.
Can I talk to you for a
No.
minute?
No, you will not. You can call or check the website when they will be coming back.
It's the second Tuesday of the month, though.
At the
Every
end.
month.
I need to talk to the architect, but that, at the end of the meeting.
Are we all right? Okay. So, Ms. Mancini, do you know when they will be coming back?
Whenever they turn in the paperwork, as long as it's 2 weeks before the next meeting, we can be,
So the next meeting will be the second Tuesday in February. And did you hear her say you have 2 weeks before the meeting to turn it in? Okay.
Thank you.
We appreciate everyone's input. That helps a lot.
Thank you, yes.
Thank you.
And also everyone's willingness to work with everyone else. In my mess of this, I managed to lose the agenda. Very well.
Shouldn't approve
I agree.
arbitrary
I agree.
number.
But they're
Because she
asking
didn't-
us to throw too many numbers together and.
I was not
too many
comfortable with
variables.
numbers going back and forth.
That's ridiculous.
Okay, we have case number 2. Mr. Gleason, would you read the case?
Yes, case number 02-24-ZBA, Gary West at 41364 Windmill, Harrison Township, 48045, zoning district R1C. He is requesting a variance from Article 5, Section 5.05, for the installation of a whole house generator.
Excuse me 1 minute. I would like to ask you, if you don't mind, to take the conversation out into the foyer. Thank you. Mr. West.
Hello, I'm Gary West, 41364 Windmill, and requesting the variance so the generator can go on the side of the house where the electrical panel is, service meter. Had 3 different contractors out to look at it, so that's the best site for it. Back of the house is almost 48% windows and door walls. And sides are the sides in Venice Shores, lot sizes.
And you're asking for 2 feet 5-inch variance?
I believe that's what it is, yes.
Anything else you'd like to share with us, Mr. West?
No. Talked to the neighbors in the neighborhood, and plus the letters went out, so.
Thank you.
There's been no letters in response to this one, right?
A woman called, she's out of state, wanted to see the paperwork. I don't know if she ever went online to look at it. That was the only call I got.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Any questions from the board?
I have no questions.
Is there board discussion?
No, this is a pretty common case. I think that, I believe I'd be ready to make a motion. If
Go
you
ahead.
guys would
Yep.
be so willing. I make a motion to approve the request for the 2.8 feet variance from Article 5, Section 5.05 for the installation of a whole house generator. I believe in this particular case, we have the hardship being at the front and the rear of the house. There are windows and patios in place that would prevent from going there and requiring both, based on that and the contractor's opinion, that the generator should be placed on the side yard.
I'll support that.
Thank you. So motion by Mr. Gleason, support by Mr. Brado. Mr. Gleason, would you take roll?
Yes, Mr. Gleason, yes. Mr. Brado?
Yes.
Ms. Oparka?
Yes.
Ms. Torp?
Yes. Congratulations.
Oh, we had.
Hopefully you don't have to use it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Is there old business? New business? Announcements?
None.
Public comment? I think the public is gone. Okay. The next meeting is February 13th. I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Support?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.